Hello fellas, today I'll be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys The Walking Dead comic book series, The Governor, or better known as Philip Blake. So, yeah, first Walking Dead figure review on this channel, I believe. I don't think I've done any in the past. I could be wrong. I have done many reviews in the, 4 or 5 years I've been doing this channel. Might be a bit of an over-exaggeration, but something along those lines. Regardless, I'm very excited to bring you this review because I'm obsessed with The Walking Dead right now, utterly and completely. Specifically in the comics. Yes, I've been rewatching the TV show, but I'm really into the comic books right now. With that being said, before I do get into this figure in depth, I want to warn you guys, there are going to be spoilers for both the Walking Dead TV show and the Walking Dead comic books. Especially for the Governor storyline in each. So, spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. Leave now. Alright? I know it's already long gone, the storyline in both the comic book as well as the TV show, but still, you never know. Alright, so I do like the packaging here. It's pretty cool looking. I'm going to get a little bit closer. It does say The Walking Dead there at the top. Nice background image of some walkers or roamers or zombies, whatever you want to call them. They're roamers in the books. Governor Philip Blake. There is the rest of the wave. I don't know if I want this one. I don't like when he shaved his head with Maggie in the books. Just not really my thing, but you know. And I have Penny. I didn't open her yet, but I do want to mess around with her. And I picked up Shane as well. And if I can get my hands on a Michonne and her pet zombies, which is what, her like boyfriend and her best friend in the books, I think. I'm not completely sure. But yeah, there's the bottom, there's the top, blah, blah, blah. And I was actually using this to hold it down because, as you can tell, it just falls the freak over. But let's take a closer look at this guy. I'm going to back up a bit here, and what I'm actually going to do is... because, by the way, I'm filming this on my phone, so definitely let me know how that quality is, if it's better than before or not, because I really need to know, but yeah, there he is. I think he's such an awesome figure. I'm going to give you just a 360 look at him. Great proportions. I love the sculpting. I mean, really, it's McFarlane. You should expect really, really good quality and sculpting when it comes from McFarlane Toys. And just how David was saying on the Spaghetti and Friends podcast today, which was our 16th podcast, McFarlane really knows how to make comic books come to life in figure format. I mean, this dude looks like he just popped right out of the book. It is just absolutely insane. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to remove his accessories so we can just get into the figure himself. So, yeah, and I'm going to kind of put him in a neutral pose here, museum pose, so we can look at his head sculpt and all his paint and whatnot a bit more closely. So, here's his head. I think it looks pretty much like the Governor from the books. I mean, he has that nice, I guess, a smirk in a way that he had in the books. And I like his half goatee. It looks pretty good. Kind of looks like how Simon does in the TV show. But yeah, I really like the sculpt of the hair. I'm not sure what's this black strip right here. I mean... is that them just... yeah, because it's even broken right here. So that's a little bit messy, a little bit on the cheek too. But like that 5 o'clock shadow as well. I want to kind of get that zoomed in a bit. Got his... yeah, see a little bleeding right there. Kind of sucks, but love the sculpt of the hair. works pretty damn well. And just overall, it looks like him. I mean, yeah, his eyebrow and his eyes are a little bit derpy on mine. The eye patch version's better, but luckily I'm going to be posing him with the eye patch. So, and the rest of the figure is pretty awesome. I do like this vest. I believe it is removable because it is this pliable material, but I wouldn't recommend doing so. And I assume the way you would remove it is if you pop this arm off and just slide it off the body. But again, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And I like these pouches and stuff sculpted on. Fairly nice. And his sleeves and just overall the sweater he's wearing is dirtied and wrinkled, and he's skinny too, which is what I like, because in the book he's not this buff crazy dude like Negan. He's a kind of a scrawny guy in a way. So, and they got his turtleneck right there, and I'm not sure what's going on with this brownish red paint wash that they put on there. Doesn't really ring any bells, but what do I know? His pants are pretty good too. Nice cargo pants. Like the belt too. I mean, they put a lot of detail in the belt, which is nice. A really good sculpt on all sides of the belt. The holster is where you would put his only weapon, or rather his gun, in here, sculpted on nicely. Again, the cargo pants, very well done. The pockets, the dirt, the scuffing, everything, it's there. And same with his boots, very dirty. They obviously look like they've been used, which is how they should be looking. And even the bottoms there, some treads and stuff, so that's really nice. And his hands and stuff, there isn't too much going on there, but yeah, I mean, he looks good. I mean, that's what you would want, right? Especially from a comic figure. I mean, if it's a comic figure, it needs to be dead on accurate, because yeah, I get it. You can't get the exact sculpt of an actor on a figure, especially this size, but for a comic figure, you don't really have an excuse. It better be damned perfect, and this guy is pretty much there. So, yeah. Let's talk accessories. The most notable is his eye patch head, which is awesome. So, there it is. Obviously, his ear is bandaged up from when Michonne bit it off. And his eye patch right there, his smirk and everything. 5 o'clock shadow seems to still be there, which is pretty nice. And yeah, Michonne scooped out his eyeball, which was very disturbing, and did some other horrific things to him and his body. What I noticed when I opened this guy up is the seam right here, the eye patch, of how the strap seeps into his hair, and it's shown there. That's actually a really nice attention to detail. So, and I mean, it's fairly easy to put back on. The head just pops on off, and you would just stick it on there, and he is almost the big baddie, because what you need is your stump. Yeah, he's got a stump as an accessory. It actually has some pretty good detail. I like how they sculpted how the sleeve is rolled up and I guess stitched or stapled or whatever into the upper sleeve, which is pretty nice. So definitely like that, and I'm glad the peg is fairly the same color. And what you would do is just pop it off. It can be a little bit tough, just don't completely kill the figure. And honestly, this will probably be the last time I'm gonna pop this thing on, because it's a bitch to take out. I mean, it hurt a lot. And yeah, there he is, full on. Well, I guess he didn't do certain things when he was like this, because if you guys read the comics, you know what he did to Michonne, and it was unpleasant. And he did it with an arm and a full head. So right now he's just in his crazy I want to kill everybody mode. Which is the way I like him. Yeah. He comes with some other stuff too. He comes with Michonne's sword, which he took on several occasions in the comic books until she got it back from him and cut off his wiener. Yeah, that's what she did with this. So that's cool that I can have Michonne's sword. I'm going to try and get a Michonne if I can. Does come with the kitchen knife that he used to cut off Rick's hand in the books. I wish this thing was bloody. I mean, if it's the... And I'm pretty sure it's the one he used to cut off Rick's hand. It should be bloody, right? I don't know. But that would have been cool if it was bloody. And he comes with a pistol. There it is. Nothing fancy really going on here. Just your standard pistol. You can see a little bit of molding, like on the trigger, or not the trigger, the back here and the grip and everything. So, yeah. He holds this pretty well. I mean, here would be the hand where he would actually hold the gun. I really don't want to pop it back on the figure, so I'll just show you. Take my word on that. It looks fine. And yeah. That's about it. I mean, yeah. The sword you just put in this hand specifically, and I think that just looks pretty damned awesome. And you can also put the gun in the holster right here. So just put that in. You don't got a right hand to mess around with it, but yeah, that's that. And if you take out the sword, where's his kitchen knife? This is how he would cut off Rick's hand. Ah! Yeah. I don't have a Rick. Not from the comic book, at least, so when I get my hands on one, if I can, because I know some of these can be quite pricey. Cough, cough, Negan. Cough, cough, Glenn. I will create a pretty cool scene. So yeah, let's go over articulation. In Mr. Evil Cheese's review, he did mention his main gripe, which is my main gripe, is the hair and how it interacts with the jacket. If you turn his head, it'll pop off, basically. I mean, look at that. No matter which way you put it, the jacket really hinders it. And pretty much the only pose you can put it in is straightforward and a little bit to the right and a little bit to the left, but it can basically move all the way around. You just gotta keep fiddling with it, and eventually it'll do what you need it to do. His arms can fully rotate, so let's go out and in. The stump can do that too, and obviously the other arm would do the exact same thing. Single jointed elbow, go a little bit back, and it can rotate. The wrist can go pretty much any direction. It's on a ball joint, it looks like. Yep, it's on a ball joint. Can I put that back? I better be able to put this. Yeah, okay, cool. So pretty universal. He's got a waist twist. Doesn't really move forward and back. His legs can go a little bit forward, pretty far back, and do the splits just a tad bit, and he does rotate there and has a single jointed knee. Go forward and back, and a rotation there. And his boots can go forward and back, and he does have an ankle pivot. Now, one thing I kind of want to make note of are those boots. And I'm going to kind of zoom in them a little bit. So the peg is, I mean, not the peg. The joint on the boots are kind of annoying just because they stand out a little bit. Sorry, I'm stretching because my back hurts like a son of a bee. I really wish they would have gone the Marvel Legends Punisher way, in that you don't see the joint. It's just that this part of the foot moves independently. It's almost on a ball joint in a way. If you have the Marvel Legends Punisher, you kind of already know what I am trying to go for. And I know McFarlane is all about hiding their joints, you know. I think that would have been a really cool way to go about this, but that's just me nitpicking in a way. Because this figure is pretty freaking awesome. I mean, I really, really enjoy this figure. The Governor is a really interesting bad guy in the books and in the TV show. More so in the books, though, because he's freaking creepy. I mean, he's scary. You know, in the TV show, you can almost empathize with the dude, but this dude is a rapist. I mean, that's really what he is in the comics, so he's scary. Here he is next to McFarlane Toys' Merle from the TV show, as well as a standard zombie from the TV show. I really like this zombie, by the way. He's pretty cool. One sec. My Black Panther standing on the table next to me is falling over. Stupid Diamond Select. Giving me problems, but yeah, there he is. So, that's that. And here he is. Might as well show that Black Panther. There he is. So he's a 5-inch figure, so he's pretty tiny. Yeah. Is he actually 5 inches? Do I have a measuring tape here? Gosh darn it. I think I left my measuring tape elsewhere. Take my word on it. Okay. So, final thoughts. Do I recommend this figure? Absolutely. If you are a Walking Dead fan, as I am slowly becoming as I read the books, this figure is kind of a must-have for you. I know they did that Comic-Con exclusive where he is in the riot gear, but this is kind of the way to go, because he really only wears that riot gear for a tiny bit at the end of the story arc. But this is kind of his main look in the comic books, so I definitely recommend this figure. He is great. Good articulation, good sculpting, good paintwork for the most part. So yeah, that's really all I have to say in this video. Please go and check out the Sanctuary on Facebook, as well as all the content creators of the Sanctuary. Y'all know who you are. Don't need to mention you, because you are in the description below. And with that said, people, if you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, comment. Check out my site at SunSpotReviewz.wordpress.com, and I will see you guys in my next video.